So which over-the-counter medications work best for sleep? You can check out my previous videos on the best medications for sleep, where I look at prescription medications such as your zopiclone, zolpidem, amitriptyline, diazepam. But today I'm going to cover more about the over-the-counter medications. And as we know, there are all sorts of over-the-counter medications for sleep. So I'll cover 3 main medications which help with sleep. So let's start with Kalms. Now, Kalms is known as a traditional herbal remedy which is thought to help with sleep, and I thought that I would start by looking at the website. As you can see, Kalms has got lots of different ranges, from Kalms 1 a night, Kalms night, Kalms day, lavender and rhodiola. So I'll look at Kalms 1 a night and Kalms night. So Kalms night, as I said, is a traditional herbal remedy that's used to promote a restful night's sleep. Now if we scroll down, what is Kalms night? Kalms night contains valerian, which is traditionally used for a sedative action to relieve sleeplessness without causing drowsiness the next day. So the active substance or main ingredient is a valerian root extract. Valerian is used to relieve restlessness and sleep disturbances. So if I look at Kalms night 1 a night, again, Kalms night 1 a night has valerian root extract of 385 milligrams. It contains the same as Kalms night, which is the valerian, and is a 1 tablet 1 hour before bedtime. So if we look at the leaflet, if we scroll down, it tells you that yes, it contains valerian root for the temporary relief of sleep disturbances. So temporary relief means that it's not meant to be used as a long-term medication for sleep. So scroll down, got not recommended for use in pregnancy or breastfeeding. Possible side effects include nausea and abdominal cramps in terms of taking Kalms night. So again, the recommended dose is 1 tablet 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. And it's not recommended for anyone under the age of 18. So the effects of the product may not occur immediately, so it needs to be taken continuously for 2 to 4 weeks. So let's look at the user reviews of Kalms night and let's see what people think. So I went to the Amazon website and you can see that you had Kalms 1 a night, a 2-pack deal saver, a 4.2 out of 5 customer reviews, 61% had 5-star. So if we scroll down, so look at that, give them a go, 3 out of 5. I usually turn to Sominex if I'm tired. Sominex we're going to be talking about. They do work, 5-star. I sleep very well after 1 tablet. Another 5-star, great value for money. 3 stars, just got them. 3 stars, I don't think they work for me. 4 out of 5. I had trouble sleeping for many years and tried many methods to help, as well as many herbal remedies, and find that these are the best, okay? They are only advised to be taken for short-term use. This is why I'm always on the lookout for new methods. Then scroll down again. I love these tablets, they really help me to sleep. I'm going through menopause and I struggle to sleep, so they help enormously. Another 5-star. So as you can see, there have been good reviews regarding Kalms night or 1 a night tablet, which is the 385 milligrams valerian. If I was to choose an option between the Kalms 1 a night and the Kalms night, I'll go for the Kalms 1 a night, because the Kalms 1 a night, you only need to take 1 tablet of the 385 milligrams, whereas with the Kalms night, you need to take 4 tablets of the 96 milligram valerian. So I'd rather go for 1 tablet than having to take 4 tablets. However, it depends on, reviews, as you can see, are quite varied. Some people have had good experiences and some people have had bad experiences, or it just hasn't worked. So let's review another over-the-counter sleep medication called Nytol. So Nytol, as you can see, has a range. You've got caramel flavor, you've got 1 a night, you've got Nytol 1 a night, you've got Nytol original 25 milligram tablet. I think the 1 a night is 50 milligrams. You've got the herbal, which is similar to the Kalms, because you've also got the valerian, the 1 a night, and you've got the herbal and the herbal elixir, which is like the liquid version of the Nytol range. Now, if we look at the Nytol 1 a night tablet, it claims to be the UK's #1 sleep aid, which is quite a boast. So the 1 a night tablet, in terms of how does it work, it uses a commonly used antihistamine called diphenhydramine hydrochloride. So it works by blocking the normal actions of the histamine, which is the chemical that stimulates the arousal promoting areas of the brain, which reduces alertness and promotes the first drowsy stage of sleep. Again, if you want to take the herbal option, which is similar to the Kalms herbal option, that option's there as well. But this is an antihistamine as opposed to the herbal remedy, and it's used to relieve temporary sleeplessness. So again, it's meant to be for temporary use. So why choose the one a night? So it's a good option. You take a single tablet 20 minutes before bed, which helps you to drift off. So it's a 50 milligram dose, again 20 minutes before bed. So again, looking at the user reviews for Nytol, I could not quite find any reviews on Amazon, so I went to a different website called Pharmica. Now Pharmica gave it a 9.6 out of 10 rating. Kalms, as I remember, was a 4.2 out of 5. If you multiply that by 2, that's about an 8.4 out of 10. So good reviews for Nytol, good products, does the job, does exactly what they recommended for a good night's sleep. Again, excellent service, that's more to do with delivery. I have trouble sleeping and find Nytol really helps me to sleep. This says I bought the 2 night ones, that's a 25 milligram, and it really helped for good short-term sleep disturbance, had a restful night's sleep. I managed to sleep a few nights and this made a huge difference to my daily life. It works with just one tablet when needed, which is probably the 50 milligram, good price, does the job. So I looked at the Nytol non-herbal, which is the 1 a night 50 milligrams, against the Kalms herbal, which was the 385 milligrams valerian. I did not compare the Nytol herbal with the Kalms herbal because they're pretty much the same thing. They both contain the same amount of valerian. So now, the third medication that we're going to look at is called Phenergan, also known as Promethazine or Sominex. So as you can see, Phenergan 25 milligrams, also called Promethazine hydrochloride. So Phenergan is a histamine compared to the diphenhydramine hydrochloride. So Phenergan tablet contains a medicine called Promethazine. It works by blocking the histamine that your body makes during an allergic reaction, and it also works directly on the brain to help you feel more relaxed. So it advises you not to take this medication if you have irregular heartbeats, liver or kidney problems, if you've had something called Ray's syndrome. So scroll down. So again, tell your doctor medication or medicines if you're taking any medication. It's for short-term use and it's to treat adults with difficulty sleeping. Also tells you here that for short-term use, it can be used as a sedative for children aged 5 years and above. Good news for parents, you can actually use Phenergan for children. So again, looking back, the person taking the medicine is under 5 years. Do not take this medicine if you're under 5 years of age. You do not take this medicine if you're on a depression medication that's called monoamine oxidase inhibitor. It's got several warnings in terms of if you've got shortness of breath. Do not drink alcohol while you're taking Phenergan. Talk to your doctor if you're taking this medicine if you're pregnant. However, it tells you that you can take this medication if you're pregnant, but it should not be taken 2 weeks before birth, and you should not take it if you're breastfeeding because small amounts may pass into the mother's milk. So scroll down, you can take this medicine by mouth. Do not take for longer than 7 days. So again, telling you that this is meant to be a short-term medication, not to be taken long-term for sleep. Speak to your doctor after 7 days. So you've got the dose there for children between the age of 5 to 10. Again, stop taking Phenergan. Stop taking Phenergan if you have an allergic reaction, if you have any liver problems such as jaundice or any other symptoms that you might experience. So let's have a look at the reviews for Phenergan. So I looked at drugs.com because again, nothing on Amazon. So drugs.com gave it a rating of 7.2 out of 10, which is quite low compared to the Kalms and Nytol. But let's go down. These are all subjective. So these are more detailed reviews, 1 out of 10 for that one. My partner was prescribed 25 milligrams to take at night. This wiped him out and he was soaking with sweat. Next day he looked drugged up. Second night he passed away in his sleep. My goodness, I thought he was just sleeping until I found him. The post-mortem came back on the setting and I've been told it will take anywhere between 6 to 8 months to get an answer. Please be careful with this drug. Oh goodness. I hope it's not the Phenergan. 10 out of 10. Oh wow, okay. So I suffer from PMS and insomnia. I've tried all herbs and supplement 8, which I presume would be Nytol and Kalms. But I did go back. Not sleeping more than 3 hours a night. My GP told me about Phenergan. I took the 25 milligrams 2 hours before bedtime. Wonder drug. Thank you, Phenergan, my friend. Good reviews there. 1 out of 10 again. Please be careful with this. Took some time to get a few hours sleep. I'm embarrassed and feel humiliated about what happened. I won't go into great details, but I thought my family were in the house with me, so apparently this customer was hallucinating. Please be careful with them. A big lesson learned, always take as prescribed. Another 1 out of 10. This stuff is baggage for sleep. My doctor put me on this and took me off the zolpidem, which worked great. Why screw with what works? Promethazine may work for people with mild sleeping issues, but for those with severe insomnia, oh dear. 1 out of 10. 5 out of 10. So again, I think this is something to do with hallucination. If you can read that, oh, this is something to do with speech and dry mouth. 9 out of 10. Half a 25mg tablet there. 9 out of 10. Other reviews, 1 out of 10. Again, this is hallucination. I saw millions of baby spiders on the walls. I lost track of about 36 hours and I was hallucinating the entire time. 10 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10 review. So on the whole, as you can see, there are mixed reviews when it comes to taking over-the-counter medications, whether it's Nytol, Kalms or Phenergan, as we've seen. I mean, Kalms was having reviews of 4.2 out of 5, which is about 8.4 out of 10. Nytol was having, I think it was 9.2 or 9.6 out of 10, while Phenergan had 7.2 out of 10. Now, these were all different websites. I use Amazon, I use drugs.com, and I use Pharmatica. So different websites, different customers, different experiences, it's all varied. You would have to go by your own personal experience or recommendation from a health professional, for instance, such as the pharmacist, the nurse, or a doctor. In terms of my personal preference, I would usually go for Phenergan. I have not had any bad side effects from anyone that I've given Phenergan to. I usually start with take Phenergan 25mg to be taken once at night, usually an hour before bedtime. If you feel that 25mg is insufficient, then you can actually take 2 tablets of 25mg, which is 50mg at bedtime. Again, we always emphasize that these are short-term sleep medications, they're not to be used long-term. However, in some people that suffer from chronic insomnia, you find that they would have to use some of this medication. You find that they are actually using some of these medications on a long-term basis. In that regard, I would usually advise not to take Phenergan every single night, but to take it on alternative nights, i.e. if you take it on Monday, take it on a Wednesday and take it on a Friday. And this is so as to try and prevent you becoming over-reliant on these medications and to prevent addiction. And even though Phenergan is not addictive, but you can still get addicted to actually taking a tablet, even though the tablet does not have any addictive properties. And also, it also helps you to not become kind of like a druggie, if you know what I mean. If you're thinking, okay, I have to take this medication, otherwise I'm not going to be able to sleep. It's good to at least take it 2 or 3 times a week, help with sleep, so you can have a bad sleep for the rest of the week, but you can have a good sleep for half the week. So my personal recommendation of a Nytol or Kalms would be Phenergan. I'm aware that everyone has different user experiences, looking at the reviews on the website and speaking to patients. At the end of the day, you have to use what's best for you. And if you find that the over-the-counter medication is not helping, then speak to your doctor, because there are prescription medications that are specific for sleep, as I mentioned, such as your amitriptylines, your zopiclone, zolpidem, and metazapine for people who have sleep with low mood or anxiety symptoms. But also you have to consider the lifestyle aspect of sleep, addressing any stressful factors in your life that might be contributing to your sleep. If you've got any low mood symptoms such as depression or anxiety, it might be worth addressing the underlying factors rather than relying on medication for sleep. Exercise is good for sleep. Avoid eating late at night. So these are all things that can help with your sleep. So we tend to look at more of a holistic pattern as to what's affecting your sleep, as opposed to just being reliant on medications. I hope you find this video useful. If you have any further comments, please drop them down below.